The Hoba meteorite is named after the farm Hoba West, where it lies, not far from Grootfontein, in the Achazon-Jupa region of Namibia. It has been uncovered, but because of its large mass, has never been moved from where it fell. The main mass is estimated at more than 60 tons. It is the largest known intact meteorite, as a single piece, in the whole world. It is also the most massive naturally occurring piece of iron, actually ferronical, known on Earth's surface. The name Hoba comes from a Khoikhoi-Gowab word, meaning gift. Following its donation to the government in 1987, a visitor center was constructed with a circular stone access and seating area. The Hoba meteorite's impact is thought to have occurred less than 80,000 years ago. It is inferred that the Earth's atmosphere slowed the object in such a way that it impacted the surface at terminal velocity, thereby remaining intact and causing little excavation, expulsion of Earth. Assuming a drag coefficient of about 1.3, the meteor appears to have slowed to about 320 meters per second from an entry speed to the atmosphere typically in excess of 10 kilometers per second. The meteorite is unusual in that it is flat on both major surfaces. The Hoba meteorite left no preserved crater, and its discovery was a chance event. In 1920, when the owner of the land, Jacobus Hermanus Brits, encountered the object while plowing one of his fields with an ox. While working the field, he heard a loud metallic scratching sound, and the plow came to an abrupt halt. The obstruction was excavated, identified as a meteorite and described by Mr. Brits, whose report was published in 1920 and can be viewed at the Grootfontein Museum in Namibia. Friedrich Wilhelm Kegel took the first published photograph of the Hoba meteorite. The meteorite is composed of about 84% iron and 16% nickel, with traces of cobalt. It is classified as an ataxite iron meteorite belonging to the nickel-rich chemical class IVB. A crust of iron hydroxides is present on the surface due to weathering oxidation. In an attempt to control relocation attempts, with permission from the farm owner, Mrs. O'Sheel, on March 15, 1955, the government of Southwest Africa, now Namibia, declared the Hoba meteorite to be a national monument. Since 1979, the proclamation has been extended to an area of 425 square meters. From about the 1970s, development of the meteorite site for tourism was hampered by its location in the Otavi Triangle of Otavi, Tsumeb, and Grootfontein, a key arena of the Namibian War of Independence. The war and liberation struggle ended with the 1988 Tripartite Accord. General elections under universal franchise in 1989 led to formation of the Independent Republic of Namibia in 1990. In 1987, the farm owner donated the meteorite and the site where it lies to the state for educational purposes. Later that year, the government opened a tourist center at the site. As a result of these developments, vandalism of the Hoba meteorite has ceased, and it is now visited by thousands of tourists every year. Nevertheless, specimens sourced from earlier theft and vandalism continue to be traded. On the 7th of December 2021, an unusually large 2.8 kilogram specimen illegally harvested in 1968 was sold for $59,062 in Los Angeles by international auction house Bonhams. The Bonhams sale notice states, "The present specimen was obtained in 1968 by the father of the present owner when he visited the main mass of Hoba together with some friends. Using a handsaw, they cut a large block of the meteorite from the main mass as a souvenir, an activity which took them between 3 and 4 hours." Namibia is, however, not strange of flying objects. In 2013, another meteorite landed in the Mahangu field of Mr. Andreas Ningilenimo in Oshika village in Onesi, a constituency in Omusati region in the northern part of Namibia. A piece of meteorite, of the size of 2 human fists put together, made very devastating impact that people within Kwaludi, Nganjera, Mbanja, Mbalantu, and Kwambi territories were able to hear the explosive impact, feel the resulting tremor, and observe the blinding light that followed as it landed. The meteorite sparks bomb fears in northern village. People were gripped by fear of bombs when an object believed to be a meteorite fell there in the early hours on the 9th of May 2013. The incident had, according to worried eyewitnesses, all the hallmarks of a military attack, a sound similar to that of a warplane, a loud explosion, and a suspicious landing time. The incident created fear and panic among many people who suggested the strange object had something to do with the recent commotion over the 12 South African aircrafts that were released after days of grounding at Ondangwa Airport. The aircraft of South African origin were grounded for several days and then sent back to South Africa because they had no permits to use Namibian airspace. The stone was then taken to Windhoek for further examination by the Namibian police and officials from the Ministry of Mines and Energy, who promised residents that they will receive a token of appreciation. But ever since, nothing was communicated to them until now, after 10 years. When contacted for comment by Omukwetu newspaper in 2019, Miss Vicky Du Cabo, the Ministry of Mines Director for Mapping and Geoinformation, said that the Ministry of Mines has not yet received the meteorite. At this stage, we don't know for sure whether it was a meteorite or not, because we didn't receive it. It was taken by the police, and we have now made a request for the police to hand it over to us, she said. Ms. Do Cabo further said that she was not aware as to whether the residents of Onisi or the particular household where the stone had fallen were promised anything. But she said that the community does have the right to decide and ask the government if they want a monument or tourist attraction site to be erected at the place where the meteorite had fallen. Until now, in 2023, no one knows the whereabouts of Oshika meteorite, and we think it is high time we add it on the stolen meteorite list.